Hi, welcome to xmPhysics, where I help everyone with their physics homework. Like yesterday, I was having lunch at a coffee shop when this little girl suddenly asked me to explain this question to her. So this question is about the interference of two waves, both with intensity E. And we're asked which of these statements is false. Let's look at option A first. In option A, we have two waves which are incoherent. If two waves are incoherent, it means they do not have a constant phase relationship. So they could be completely out of phase for a certain period of time, and then they could be completely in phase in another period of time. So the interference switches from destructive to constructive to anything, right? It continuously changes. So what is the resultant intensity then? Well, the minimum is 0E, the maximum is 4E. So averaged over time, the resultant intensity is actually 2E. So option A is a correct statement. Let's look at option B. What if the two waves are polarized perpendicularly to each other? So here we have two waves. The red one is polarized vertically. The blue one is polarized horizontally. If I shift the red wave slightly forward with respect to the blue one, they can look something like this. But I think you agree with me that whether it's this or this, the resultant vertical amplitude is still going to be the red's amplitude, and the resultant horizontal amplitude is still going to be the blue's amplitude. So it doesn't matter how aligned or how misaligned these two waves are, the resultant amplitude is not going to be affected. Because they are polarized perpendicular to each other, they are just not going to affect each other's amplitude. So in that sense, they are not really interfering with each other. But what is the resultant amplitude? Well, for these two, it's actually easy enough for us to work out. So if one is polarized vertically and the other one horizontally, the resultant wave is going to be polarized kind of diagonally. I hope you can imagine that, yeah? So it's going to be polarized diagonally, and they'll have a resultant amplitude of square root of 2a, and since intensity is proportional to amplitude squared, the resultant intensity is just 2e. So option B is also a correct statement. Let's look at option C. What if they interfere? If they interfere, that means they are coherent. They have a constant phase relationship, which means the maximum intensity is going to be 4e, which happens when you have a zero phase difference. And the minimum intensity is going to be 0e. That's when the two waves are completely out of phase. So option C is also a correct statement. So the correct option to choose for this question will be option D, none of the above. Okay, I hope everyone continues to ask me questions, then we can all learn together. See you in the next one. Ta-ta!